taking hostages and kidnapping them. You know what come behind that ransom money? They want something. Okay, criminal charge 1.4 is basically fatal collision with a pedestrian, hit and run. Um, I hate to say it in IRL, you see that a lot, but that's basically what that means. They got into a fatal accident or fatal crash with a pedestrian. That's a crime.
Copy that.
1.5 is attempted theft. You know, they say lay down and get down. So they trying to attempt to rob you, anything off your persons. Uh, if even if you see an attempted theft from a gang member to a civilian, um, that's a crime. You can charge them with the 1.5. Okay, attempted theft.
Copy that.
1.6 is a robbery of a police officer. So if they trying to rob you, Mr. Trill, throw up your macros, do what you need to do. They trying to take that is a crime. 1.6, you charge them with a 1.6 robbery of a police officer. So if they looking like they attempt to try to rob you and they actually rob you, you can charge them with that as well. Okay.
All right.
Okay, that 1.7 is the uncoordinated entry of the state institution. So basically, the PD is a state institution. Uncoordinated entry means basically if we're telling you to leave, you don't leave. We have the right to throw that final warning. We'll charge you with a 1.7 to 3.2. So basically, if we're telling you to leave the premises and you don't leave, you're disobeying a police officer. But that's what uncoordinated entry means, that you came in. That's not a problem because they can come into the PD circle to come into the PD station. But we're asking you why are you here, and then you don't answer, and we're you have the right to charge them with that. That's a 1.7. Okay, because they came in but they didn't do anything productive when they came in, like look at their violations, pay their violations, things of that nature. And they were asking them why they're here and they're not answering, and kind of they're not gonna get rude and answer, we can ask them to leave. But we can also charge them with that if they don't follow your rules as a police department or as a police officer, okay?
Okay. Copy that.
Okay, 1.8 is basically a collision with a pedestrian. Let's just say the pedestrian is walking up the street and somebody, collides with the pedestrian, that's a charge, 1.8. So basically, if they BDMing, so they just ramming you over for no reason and you see it on the streets, and let's just say you get in foot pursuit with them because they done ran off, you can get them, take them to jail and charge them with 1.8 because they collided with a pedestrian. You see something, say something, and also take action on it.
Copy that. Now, say if we're responding to a call and a pedestrian walks in front of us with our sirens on and we hit them, do we have to stop and call that in first, or we continue with our showing to the scene?
That's a really good question.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, the 1.9 is now is discharging a weapon in a public place. So, um, right now we're in a green zone, and let's just say I'm not gonna say a civilian kind of pulls out their weapon and discharges their weapon in a public place, they can get charged with that charge. I mean, nobody should just be discharging in the public place. You can scare people. Even that, see what Franco is doing with his gun, taking it out. That's a charge. He ain't even got to fight. If he take it out and whip it out, I mean, 9 out of 10, they probably gonna try to shoot somebody. They ain't even gonna tell you. They just gonna gun you down. But even if you see it come out, you can charge them with that charge.
Copy that one.
Okay, at 1.10, it's bribing a police officer. We all grown and we all play this game. A lot of us like the game as well. uh, See something, say something. Always have your body cam on. Do not accept a bribe from anybody, and you know what I mean. Let's just say you locked up Mob down in the in the jail, and he be like, "Hey, Trill, I give you 500,000 if you get me out of jail." If you take that bribe, that if you take the money, then you just accepted a bribe. Okay, that's a charge, and you can get in trouble. That can lead to dismissal of your duties as well. We do not take bribes for anybody.
Copy that.
Okay, 1.11 is murder of a civilian or officer. They shoot you down, they shoot a civilian down, they can get charged with a 1.11, okay, because they murdered you. That's why we use a manual that way. Let's just say Franco behind me or Big Ace behind me ride to the scene, they can arrest him and you can say, hey, listen, he's being placed on arrest, being charged with a 1.11. He did murder me, okay,
All right.
or a civilian. 1.12, let's say 1.12 is assaulting a police officer, hitting, punching. Basically, sometimes what we do is not right, but we in the PD. So, but if
Gotcha.
somebody actually physically out in the streets physically put their hands on you, assault you, you can arrest them for 1.12 because they physically put their hands on a police officer. Okay, we do it for fun. It's just something that we do.
Gotcha.
Okay, now we're on civil violations. Okay, a 2.1. 2.1 is harm or damage to state property. Um, Tagging. You see the gang members put their tags up. That's damaging property. That's defacing property. In IRL, that's a no-no. So guess what? In role play, that's a no-no too. So that is a violation. That's a civil violation of a 2.1. You can add that charge on them as well. Okay.
Okay.
randomly running into a light pole and knocking it down, that's damaging the it's damaging the property. Yes, you can take them, pull them over, do what you need to do, throw your records up, and actually set that violation upon them. Okay.
All right.
2.2 is a harm or damage to, for example, your personal vehicle, Franco's personal vehicle, Big Ace's personal vehicle. Basically, it's causing harm to your personal um, items. Okay, that is a charge as well. Even if you see it being done to somebody else on purpose, that's what you find that person, pull them over, you can charge them with that civil violation.
Copy that.
All right, the 2.3 is false calls to the police department. Sometimes you usually see it in chat. They be like, I'm going to make a police call, and it really doesn't be a real police call. That's a charge. That's a civil charge. So you definitely can charge them for making a fake 911 call, putting trying to confuse dispatch. That is a civil charge. You can find them, catch them, and you can um, set that violation upon them as well.
Copy that.
All right, 2.4 is debauchery. Okay, let's just say, for example, we're down on floor one during a hiring event. And you'll see it. You'll be like, oh my God, they go down and they go down in the field on the first floor during a hiring event. Okay. I arrested one lady. Her name was Miss Vagisil. And she was making them squeaky noises over her mic and being very obnoxious. So basically, it's a violation for being obnoxious if the music on their background is too loud and we tell them to turn it down and they don't listen and we give them that warning. We can charge them with that as well. That's debauchery. Being a disturbance for no reason, being a menace to society when you don't have to be. Okay.
Gotcha. Copy that.
2.5, you know what it is, murder on their mind. Okay. They the one out murder. I'ma kill you in real life. Mother sucker, you bet not come out that PD. I'ma murder you. That's a charge. 2.5, civil violation. Okay. No murder threats should be thrown. Okay. Not even if they say, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna murder you because you did that. You got some of them, they irate. It's just what it is. Okay. So yes, you can charge them with that.
Copy
That's a
that
civil
one.
violation. Okay, 2.6 is insulting a state police officer, state employee.
State employee.
So for example, HP, you'll see it all day long. You have some of the nurses that may come out and get heals the gang members if they insulting even a judge or lawyer, EMS personnel, you can charge them with their charge. That is a civil charge. We even know you were part of the medical faction, so you know. Okay, I know that's a given for you, but on this side of the spectrum with PD, that's actual civil charge. We can charge them with that. Okay. And we're trying to role play right and keep everybody on the up and up and be professional. So yeah, I agree with this charge all day.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
2.7 is extortion. Franco, can you break down what extortion means to me? So that leads to that other violation. Do not take any bribes from nobody. They offering money, you turn it away, and you just don't say nothing at all. Okay, move your joystick like your AFK, but you ain't got to answer. Okay, don't let them extort you and get you out your money. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, we're down to administrative. That's the last one. Last set of violations. 3.1 is give me one more. Okay, so a 3.1 is a resisting arrest. You already know. Um, arrest and got the kind of taser to the ground and get them in handcuffs. That's the charge. You can charge them with a 3.1. They're resisting arrest. They did not follow your command. They didn't do what you asked them to do. When they go to resisting, and I really go to struggling and they got to get on the ground and they take them to the air and sit them down. But they going in them handcuffs by the time they go to that ground. So that's resisting arrest. Yes, they can. You can be charged them with that administrative criminal violation, which is a 3.1. It's kind of self-explanatory as well. When they get hostile with you and you kind of use force or tase them, that is a 3.1. You can slap that violation on them, him or her.
Copy that.
We get all the suspects with this next violation with this a 3.2. Disobeying a police officer. Okay. Even though you're unbadged and you can't get out of the vehicle, you're still part of this PD team. I'm gonna say that. So welcome to the team. When you become badged, it's just a little bit more extra on top because now they're disobeying a police officer and they're not doing what you asked them to do. So you can charge them with a 3.2. Like I said, the two violations that you actually see go up a lot of times is the 1.7 and the 3.2. Always remember. We even have it as a macro. So there you go. So yes, you can charge them with it. If they call you out your name, if they, oh, I don't, they get ratchet and reckless, talking out the side of their neck, yes, you can charge them with that, okay?
Copy that one.
Aiding and us resisting arrest. So let's just say he with his homie. That's a 3.3. I have not seen this, or I haven't personally done it myself, but not saying that it doesn't happen. Okay. He could be with his homie, gang member to gang member, mobster and mob B. Okay. And let's say you arrested mob B and mobster came in and was like, no, So basically, he's trying to take up for his homie and trying to kind of throw you off your game. He's aiding and resisting arrest of the person that you're trying to arrest. Now, I know I've never seen, I haven't personally done it, arrested two people at one time because I'm scared about my car back respawning and going away. So, you can charge him with that charge. If you have his homie trying to, aid in that resisting arrest, you can charge him both of them with that. To be honest with you, because they're together. Okay.
Copy that.
That would mean you call backup. Backup needed. Put that in the floppy chat. Backup needed.
Gotcha.
Okay, so 3.4 is basically violations of the traffic laws and rules and regulations, sidewalks. You can charge them with a 3.4. Basically, they run a red light, you catch it, traffic stop, pull them over. If they going 80 miles per hour, If you can, if you see them zoom past you, but it be like in pursuit. You catch them, arrived on scene, but you can actually charge them with that charge. Okay, that's the
Copy that.
administrative charge. 3.5 is the sauce in a civilian. Like I said, I cannot stress it enough. See something, say something, but be professional about it. If you see another civilian hitting another civilian, because you know that fight in progress will break out, and then they go from fighting the fists to fighting guns and gunplay, and they go shots fired, and there you go. You got a whole scene going on. It happens so fast. It just really does, Mr. Robinson. But you can definitely charge them with that. I think that's the best way to charge them with that because it de-escalates the situation because it helps kind of like instead of it turning into a big scene where somebody actually is getting physically hurt, but if you can stop it along the way, charge them with that.
Copy that one.
3.6 is the last administrator. Okay, you walk up to me. Okay, I'm the lioness. You be like, the lioness, I need your license and registration fees, or I need your ID card just to check up on information, and they refuse. You can charge them with let me double check what that violation will be. Moment, I know it's the last violation.
Got you. Copy that.
You can charge them with a 3.6. So basically, they refuse to give you the proper identification that you need to kind of get on your radio and do a dispatch or, just the ID of one check. You can charge them with a 3.6 because they failed to provide the proper identification when asked by a police officer. That is the last charge of administrative charges. And that takes care of all our violations. Any questions?
No, ma'am. That's it. I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. I was a little long winded by that, but I'm pretty sure he got it. Franco saying he is ready. Yes, he did his tour with Miss Isabella Sky. Like I said, I finished up the macros and the violations. His next steps is going to be taser training, PD1, PD2, and the driving test.